Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mississippi. As we are about to get set here for game 1 of 6 between the Mississippi Mud Monsters and the Evansville Otters. 6 gamers this week. We're going to be seeing a lot of Mississippi in the coming 6 days, but the Otters are coming off of a series win against the Windy City Thunderbolts by a score of 14-6 in Game 3. They had a 7-run first inning, the most runs they've scored in the first inning all season. And with a valiant comeback effort by Windy City, making it 8-6 at one point, the Otters ended up pulling away, scoring 4 in the 7th and 2 in the 8th to really make it a blowout. Ended up winning that one 14-6, and now they're sitting at 35-23, though. Still 5 games back in the division to Washington. Still 4.5 games up for that first wild card spot. On the other side, for Mississippi, they're coming off of a sweep at the hands of the Florence Yawls. They lost that last game on Sunday 6-3. Florence ended up scoring 1 in the first, 5 in the second, and that is all the offense they really needed as they were able to shut down Mississippi. The combination of Isaac Milburn and Nathan Lawson went the full 9 innings, only giving up the 3 runs. They actually out-hit Florence 10-9, but ended up taking the loss there 6-3. They're now at 25-35, last place in the West Division, and the worst record in the entire conference, but still firmly in the hunt for a playoff spot, considering the fact that the West Division now, after Windy City lost yesterday, nobody in the West is over 500. Windy City leads the division still at 29-29. Schaumburg and Gateway both 1.5 games back. Schaumburg is playing a major series against Windy City right now. Gateway is in the midst trying to get themselves a wild card spot, possibly take the division as well. Joliet's 3.5 games back. Mississippi 5 games back. So all of those teams are definitely in contention. And even on the other side in the Central, Florence in a wild card spot. Lake Erie, 15 games back, but they are still in the hunt for a wild card spot. It is chaos in this conference, and the Otters luckily are in a very comfortable position in terms of their playoff odds, but gonna have to win a lot here against Mississippi if they want to keep that comfortability heading into their next home series, which is next week against the New York Boulders. We'll take a look at the umpiring crew. Jose Muriente is behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Wes Dunkel is at first, and Dylan Self is at third. We'll be seeing a lot of those guys as well in this series. We've seen them a lot this season. They were the umpires for the last series before the All-Star break at Sussex. Mound visit here. You can see the teal jerseys are being worn by Mississippi. They're 6-17 in those jerseys so far this season. The Otters going a little out of their comfort zone, wearing the Flag Day jerseys today. It's only the 3rd time we've seen them wear the Flag Day jerseys, and the Otters did lose the other 2 games in which they wore them, so hopefully trying to get some good luck here as we see Andy McCauley and Jay Pecci at the plate meeting with the umpires right there. It's a long series. This is the first series the Otters have ever had where all 6 games of a series have been played in one spot. We're not leaving here until the week is over. Starting pitching matchup, though, for today's festivities and the starting pitching matchup for Sunday's game is going to be Brian Williams for Mississippi. He has a 6.72 ERA, 67 innings pitched, and he has been the big eater of innings for Mississippi this season. He leads the team in innings pitched, but his ERA, not necessarily the best. He's also at a 2-6 record, so he's going to be the guy pitching twice in this series. On the other side, the Otter pitching twice in this series is going to be Garrett Simpson, a very good starter for the Otters so far this season. ERA at a 4.62, but the Otters always seem to play well when he is pitching. He's 6-1 currently at the record. They've only lost 2 games overall when Simpson has started. It was a little bit of a rough start for Garrett Simpson. He gave up those 5 homers in the 7 earned runs in the loss to Washington back in Game 1 of that doubleheader on May 13th. But overall, 8-2 the Otters are when Simpson starts, and that includes 7-1 in his last 8 starts. The only loss was on the 3rd against Joliet. His last start was against Gateway back on the 9th, so he hasn't pitched in a while, but he went 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and earned his 6th victory in the 4-2 win against the Grizzlies. He'll be pitching today and Sunday as well. We're starting at 6:30. It's a 6:30 game today. Tomorrow is going to be an early one. It's 11 a.m. Central Standard Time before we have a couple more 6:30 games Thursday and Friday, and then 6:01 on Saturday and Sunday. So that's how we're looking here between the Otters and the Mud Monsters here at Trustmark Park. It's a great stadium, Trustmark Park is. It has the highest capacity in the conference, sitting at 6,500. It's only the 5th highest in the league, though, because the the Atlantic Conference has the majority of all the big stadiums. Ottawa, the Boulders, New Jersey, Tri-City all have higher capacity stadiums than everybody in the Midwest Conference. Looking like we're about to get things running here. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here before we get started with today's festivities. We had a couple of early games today. New Jersey ended up beating New York 3-2 in 10 innings. New York, we're playing them next week. Brockton is in a inter-league matchup with Joliet. They just beat the Slammers 5-2 earlier today after a 3-run 8th inning. Florence and Gateway just getting started, and Florence is already winning 3-2 in the top of the 2nd inning. Lake Erie has scored on Washington. It's 1-0 there in the bottom of the 1st. A lot of time for Washington. Down east, Troyes just getting started as well. They're in the 2nd inning, tied at 0. Schaumburg, Windy City is about to go as well. Schaumburg and Windy City had a rare Monday game yesterday, in which Schaumburg ended up winning 6-1. That's how they got to a game and a half back of the division. They scored 3 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, as they're in for a decently long series against the Thunderbolts. Not as long as the series that we're having right now, as we're about to get started here in Game 1, but still on the longer side. The Otters haven't played as many road games as they have had at home, and that will change after this 6-gamer, plus the 4 games in 3 days that the Otters are going to play next week at the end of the month at Windy City. We'll be seeing the Thunderbolts yet again after we won the series against them and now cannot lose the season series against the Thunderbolts after taking a 6-2 season series advantage. So we'll take a quick break, hit the anthem, and then we'll be back here for first pitch from Trustmark Park right after this on the Otters Digital Network. First inning ready to go here in game 1 of 6 between the Mud Monsters and the Otters. We look at the umpires, Jose Muriente behind the plate with Wes Dunkel at first, Dylan Self at third. We'll take a look at the Otters lineup, starting with John Ponder, who's leading it off yet again. Amani Jones behind him playing second base. Logan Brown's batting third at first base with Marcos Gonzalez at third, batting fourth. Sam Linscott behind him batting fifth in right field with Dennis Pierce, the DH, batting sixth. Mark Black doing the catching today, batting seventh. The professional debut of Trey Bridges, new signing for the Otters. He's batting eighth, and TJ Salvaggio batting ninth. Starting pitcher is Brian Williams. Williams is at a 6.72 ERA, 67 innings pitched. He also last pitched on July 9th. As we take a look at the other side of the batting order, Braylon Skinner is leading off with Kyle Booker behind him. Correll Paz is in right field, batting third, with AJ Fritz doing the cleanup hitting at first base. Victor Diaz doing the catching, batting fifth. Travis Holt at third, batting sixth. Tevis Payne II is DHing, batting seventh. Joshua Shelley is at short, batting eighth. And Slater Shield is at second base, batting ninth. There's John Ponder rocking the Flag Day jerseys. Ponder has had a very good season against the Mud Monsters so far, hitting .455, 10 for 22. So you see Brian Williams there. He has pitched against the Otters twice already this season. One of those times was on June 21st. He threw 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 homer, and earned his first win of the season against Evansville. Now John Ponder leading it off here. Otters trying to get on the board early in game 1 and keep up that momentum. We'll take a look at the Mississippi defense. Booker, Skinner, Paz, left to right field with Holt, Shelley, Shield, and Fritz third to first. And Victor Diaz doing the catching for Brian Williams. First pitch of the day is going to miss for ball 1 at 6:30 for Central Standard Time here in Pearl, Mississippi. We're pretty far away from home. It's about an 8-hour bus ride down here to Mississippi. It's kind of just away from everything, kind of like down east where we're going to later. That was fouled back, and it's 1-1. As I mentioned before, Ponder hitting .455 against Mississippi this season. 2 doubles, 2 homers, 7 RBIs with 7 walks compared to 4 strikeouts. Having a good season, hitting .372, one of the 6 All-Stars for Evansville. Grounder up the middle over to second base. Shield will throw to first in time, and that's out number 1. Pretty quick first out here for Williams in the first inning. That'll bring up Amani Jones. So an interesting thing about this stadium in particular, Trustmark Park, it's the only stadium that, I don't know about the league, but it's the only stadium that we've been to so far this season that has had a turf infield but a grass outfield. And I'm not sure if it's going to be able to be seen on the broadcast or on the video for everybody watching on a home team, but there is a little bit of a line. There's about maybe a foot of turf that is outside of the infield, and then it just goes into grass. You could clearly see the line from up here at least. Fly ball to left field. Running after it is Holt, but that will fall foul. So quickly 0-2 here against Amani Jones. Had a great series against Windy City. He ended up having multiple games with 3+ hits. 4 for 5 on Friday, 2 doubles, drove in a run. 3 for 5 on Sunday, including a double. Now up to 12 two-baggers on the year. 0-2 here from Williams. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and Jones goes down swinging. First strikeout for Williams, and that's out number 2 in the top of the first. The First true lefty in the lineup, only 2 of them here. As Trey Bridges, the new signing for Evansville, is also a lefty. Logan Brown batting third yet again. That's ripped down the line, past the dive of Fritz, but foul, and it's 0-1. Logan Brown hitting at a .356 heading into this series. One of the few veterans in the Frontier League. 29-year-old from Mount Vernon near Evansville, but now lives in Evansville. Called a strike, and it's 0-2. Williams strike away from a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. Williams started off the season 0-5 record-wise before he got that first win on the 21st against the Otters. 0-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 top of the first for Williams. We'll head to the bottom half. No score on the Otters Digital Network. The first inning's brought to you by the Mesker Park Zoo and Botanical Gardens. Visit the Mesker Park Zoo at 1545 Mesker Park Drive in Evansville, Indiana. There's Garrett Simpson warming up for the Otters. He has a 4.62 ERA, 50 2/3 innings. He's given up 57 hits, 26 earned runs, 12 walks to 31 strikeouts. That's been the main catalyst for Simpson this season. He has been incredible at limiting the walks. He's given up 10 homers, but a little skewed. 7 of them were in his first 2 games, and now he has really put it all together and has limited the home runs as well. Defense behind him, Bridges in left field with Ponder in center, Linscott in right. Third to first as that one is inside for ball 1. Gonzalez, Salvaggio, Jones, and Logan Brown with Mark Black doing the catching for Simpson. Leadoff man here is Braylon Skinner, one of the 2 all-star selections for Mississippi, as that will miss, and it's 2-0. Braylon Skinner and Chris Barraza, the 2 representatives. Jay Pecci, also the manager, was a part of the Midwest Conference coaching staff. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. Simpson has been a very good surprise for Evansville. He's drafted in the Frontier League draft, 24th overall. He was with the Otters last season, but he had a 7.86 ERA in 26 1/3 innings. He comes back, tries to make his way into the Frontier League again, gets drafted by the Otters, and now is a mainstay in the rotation this season. 2-2. Outside. Breaking ball veers a little bit off, and it's 3-2. Skinner hitting .261 so far this year against the Otters. Overall at a .325. His average leads the Mud Monsters. That will miss for ball 4. Skinner takes the leadoff walk. So Skinner will take first. Skinner is a very quick lad. He has 29 stolen bases. This is a team in Mississippi that steals a lot of bags. They are second in the Frontier League in stolen bases, 127 of them. But they are also first in getting caught stealing with 35. Skinner's been caught 11 times. He has a decent lead off of first. First pitch is going to miss for ball 1 to Kyle Booker. Booker, 52 RBIs. 13 of them have come against the Otters this season. Runner goes. That's a grounder to Jones. He'll throw over to first in time. And that's out number 1. But advancing to second, voiding the double play ball is Skinner. He's into scoring position with 1 out. Corell Pause is up. He has seen limited time so far this season just because he is one of the newer signings, but he was on the inactive list for most of the year up until July 12th. First pitch is called a strike. Pause was here last season for the inaugural edition of the Mud Monsters. Got his contract exercised when everybody else did, but has not played. Throw back to second, and they got him. Great pickoff move from Simpson as they catch Skinner sleeping on the base paths. A great play there for Simpson and Salvaggio, as that was a very late reaction from Skinner heading back into second base, and he was nailed by not too far of a margin. Fouled back, and it's 0-2. Now Simpson all of a sudden 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 bottom of the first after Williams had his 1-2-3 top half. 0-2. Little low. Fastball at 90, and it's 1-2. Pause from Cuba, Ciego de Avila. Dead center, middle of Cuba. It's on the visa inactive up until the 12th. In the dirt, makes it 2-2. Well, last year with Mississippi, he hit 253, 86 games. Second on the team in RBIs with 56. Popped up foul yet again. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Obviously doesn't hit the same without the fans really loving it here, but we're keeping up the mojo. Another 2-2. That is a base hit up the middle into center field. So Paz now has a hit in 4 of his first 5 games this year. That one went 105 off the bat. AJ Fritz stands in. Man on first with 2 outs. Bit of a weird lineup construction for Pecci's squad. The first 3 guys all lefties, but everybody else in the lineup is hitting from the right side. Runner goes, first pitch. Called a ball, throw to second base is not in time. Good scoop, though, from Jones to avoid it going into center field. And Paz has his second stolen base of the year. Mentioned before, these guys love to steal. Bunch of thievery coming from Mississippi. Another man in scoring position here with 2 outs. The 1-0 to Fritz. Another one a little high. It's 2-0. Here from Simpson. Otto looks back to second base. That'll miss. It's ball 3. 20 walks, 14 strikeouts for Fritz this season. He's also done a good amount of pitching. Not against the Otters quite yet, but he has 5 pitching appearances this season. Another throw back to second, and it's not in time. We're trying to get another pickoff over there at second base after they caught Skinner. It's good they did that, too, because Skinner would have scored on that single from Paz if he was still there. He still remains scoreless. 3-0 is called a strike. Fritz was a member of the Evansville Purple Aces back in 2019. That was his freshman year. Did some pitching there as well. 4 2/3 innings. Not too much, but still some. Finished second on the team in home runs back in 2019. That is ball 4 and 2 walks in this inning for Simpson. I'll put 2 on here with 2 outs for Victor Diaz, making his first at-bat of the year against the Otters. A few new guys in the lineup that we have not seen this season. Diaz, one of them, as well as Paz and Josh Shelley, who we'll see later on. Unlike Diaz and Paz, Shelley is an actual new signing. Diaz was on the Visa inactive as well. First pitch from Simpson is high and inside for ball 1. We'll see a mound visit here. Simpson having trouble locating a little bit, up to 14 walks on the season. Not often does he walk multiple batters. He has done it in his last 2, but he has 5 starts this season where he has walked 1 batter or less. He already has 2, though, through not even an inning of work today. Has not walked more than 3 guys in an outing this season. 2 on here with 2 outs. 1-0 here to Diaz. Fouled away. Diaz got taken off of the inactive list on the 4th of July. So he's currently in his 9th game of the year. Had a rough series against Florence. He went 1 for 12. That one hit was a 3-run homer. Good block from Mark Black. Goes right near the pitcher's mound as he rushes to go get it. Nobody advances. Another one low, though. 2-1. Diaz has had a little bit more of a weird journey with Mississippi because this is his 2nd season. He did get his contract exercised, but then he got released on April 1st and then re-signed a month later before getting put on the inactive. Up the middle, right to Jones as that went off the glove of Simpson and over to second base. So that's a 1-4 lineout. That will end the inning. So we'll head to the 2nd. 3 base runners reach for Mississippi. None of them score, as there's still no score here on the Otters Digital Network. Bit of traffic for Mississippi, but they do not score in the bottom of the first inning. So we still remain scoreless as Brian Williams is back out there. He'll face off against Marcos Gonzalez, Sam Linscott, and Dennis Pierce to lead off the top of the second inning. It was a good first inning, though, for Williams as he had a 1-2-3 frame with 2 strikeouts, both swinging to Amani Jones and Logan Brown. Gonzalez leading it off here. He hit 400 against Mississippi so far this season. 10 for 25, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. So he does a good job of hitting the ball well against Mississippi pitching. When he leads off an inning, he's hitting 317 as well. So good opportunity here to get the leadoff man on. I'm not seeing a base runner quite yet for Evansville. First pitch a little high for ball 1. Marcos 3 for 5 on Sunday against the Thunderbolts. Drove in 2 runs as he swings and misses. Makes it 1-1. One of the Frontier League All-Stars this season. Went 0 for 1 in the game. Hitting at a 323, game number 54 for him. 1-1 here. There's a base hit into right center field. Shift was on, and Gonzalez took it the other way. He's got a leadoff single in the second inning. First hit of the day for Evansville, and the leadoff man does reach. Man on first, nobody out. Sam Linscott will stand in. 2 for 2 on stolen bases for Gonzalez. See if he runs here. Linscott has a hit in his last 4 games, but just one. A couple of 1 for 3s and a 1 for 4, and then on Sunday he went 1 for 5. Did hit a home run, though, in the series against Windy City. Solo shot back on Sunday. Oh, 1 from Williams. It's a fly ball off to the right side. That's going to get out of play, foul, and it's 0-2. Linscott 450 average against Mississippi this season, 9 for 20. The Otters definitely hit the ball well against Mississippi so far this season. A lot of guys in the 300, 400 range. Check swing over to first. Didn't go around. It's 1-2. Well, the Otters are looking to pull off something that no other team has done this season, actually, which is beat the Mud Monsters in a series opener while they're at home. They have not lost a series opener at home yet this season. 1-2. A little high on the fastball. But also, Mississippi has not performed well against the Central Division this season. They've only won 1 series against them out of 11. They've tied 1. They've lost 9. Overall, against the Central, they are 9-18. Fly ball into right field. Right there is Pause. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Setting back to first is Gonzalez. 1 out, runner on first, and Dennis Pierce up for his first at-bat of the day. This is his 3rd straight game in the 6th hole of the lineup. Other 2 games, he went 2 for 4 on Saturday, 0 for 4, but still drove in 2 runs on Sunday. Part of that 14-6 win. First pitch swung on and missed for strike one. Pierce also hitting .400 this season against Mississippi. Seems as though everyone's hitting .400 against Mississippi on the Otters. We've seen a lot of high-scoring games. Runner goes. Throw to second is not in time as Gonzalez takes his third bag of the year. He's into scoring position. And Gonzalez got a really good jump on that one. And in the dirt, too, Diaz had to really hustle there. And that'll cause a mound visit. Well, Otters not necessarily high up in the rankings in terms of stolen bases. Matter of fact, they're second to last, now 58 on the season. Fourth, though, in getting caught stealing, so not necessarily the best in terms of stealing and being successful. But when you have the offense that the Otters do, not necessarily in need of stealing bases. They're first in average, so they'll hit them in. 1-1 to Pierce. That's into right field, and a sliding catch by Paz in right for out number 2. Corral Paz having a good day already out there in right field as he has gotten both outs in the top of the second inning. That'll bring up Mark Black. Man on second, 2 outs now after the liner. Mark Black doing the catching today, and we've seen him catch a lot more as of recent. And most of the time early on in the season, he was in the outfield, but now they do have a pretty big litany of outfielders, whether it be Ponder, Linscott, LG Castillo, who is not playing today, or Trey Bridges, who we just signed. Blake Robertson on the IL when he comes back. There's a lot of space out there, a lot of room. Or not a lot of room, I guess, for Mark Black. So he's doing the catching more and more as of recent. 0-1 from Williams. He swung on and missed for strike 2. 17 walks, 22 strikeouts for Mark Black this season. Williams has struck out 55 after his 2 in the top of the first inning. Now leads the team. He was 1 behind Chris Barraza, and he's now overtaken him. 0-2. Fly ball into left field, and a running grab out there and left by Booker. So a couple barrels from the Otters, but unfortunately right to Paz and Booker. As it's another scoreless frame for Williams. We'll head to the bottom of the second. No score on the Otters digital network. Second inning is brought to you by J.E. Shekel Armor Protection. Founded in 1978, J.E. Shekel is the Tri-State's premier residential, commercial, industrial service and construction company. The Otters got a base hit to lead off the top of the second from Gonzalez. He stole second base, but did not come around to score. So we're still at 0-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. It's Holt, Payne, and Shelley leading off against Simpson. Simpson had some traffic, 2 walks and a single in the first inning, but a nice pickoff of Skinner and a liner to second got him out of the inning with a donut on the board. First pitch is going to miss to Holt. Holt hitting 273, game number 60. Only missed one game. This is game number 61 for Mississippi, game number 59 for the Otters. Relatively good season for him, I'd say. High and inside, it's 3-0, and Simpson struggling with location here in the second inning. Walked the leadoff man in the first inning. Now has to try and get out of this one without getting the leadoff man to reach. 3-0 is called a strike. It's 3-1. Holt has a hit in his last 4 games, including every game of the Florence series. On Sunday, he went 1 for 4 with a double. That is a base hit. It's going to get into the gap in right center field. Cutting it off is Linscott, and Holt has a leadoff single to start the second inning. Second of the day for Mississippi. Leadoff man reaches for the second consecutive inning, and that will bring up Tevis Payne the second. Holt's over on first. He's 8 for 12 on stolen bases this season. Seems as though everybody has a pretty big lead off of first base. Getting covered over there by Logan Brown as that one misses high for ball 1. One 0 pitch here from Simpson. No go over at first. You always got to watch over there just in case. Like everybody in this lineup has some stolen base potential. Payne hitting at a .319 now in his 41st game. 2 for 3 day against Florence back on Sunday. Fly ball into right field. That's veering away, and it will land foul. Makes it 1-2, as heading back to first will be Holt. Moving a little too far off to the right side. If it landed fair, Holt would have easily made it to third. May have even tried to round it, go home. But luckily for the Otters, it is right of the white line and foul. Payne, one of the guys on Mississippi that hit the ball very well against the Otters so far this season. He hit his first professional triple and home run in the same game. That was back on June 3rd against Evansville. Popped up into foul ground. Logan Brown running after it. He'll make the catch and fall into the dugout. Throw back to first. See what the call is there. Talk about putting your body on the line. Logan Brown flying into the dugout. And he makes the catch. Take a look at the replay here. One of those things. He landed on his feet, too. Acrobatic from the 29-year-old. It looks like they're going to move Holt to second base. But the catch will stand, so that is out number 1. One of the better catches you'll see. As Logan Brown goes flying into his own dugout. First pitch, fly ball into right field. Linscott not having to move too much. He'll make the catch. Tagging from second is Holt, and he'll get into third standing. Slater Shield with a runner on third and 2 outs. Another opportunity for Mississippi to bring in that first run. First pitch from Simpson is fouled away. Foul ball. As usual, brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. So Holt singles, advances to second after the web gem from Logan Brown. Advances to third on the fly out to right. That's where he stands now. There are 2 outs. Simpson can get out of this one. Fastball a little low, and it's 1-1. One here from Simpson. Called a strike. It's strike 2. Shelley's first at-bat against the Otters in his pro career. This is his first season. He spent this past collegiate year with Tennessee Wesleyan, the 2026 NAIA National Champions. 1-2. Little high. 2-2 here to Shelley so far. He's only in his 10th game. He's hitting .273. 9 for 33. Does have a hit in his last 4, though. 2-2. Little low for ball 3. Already 2 walks on the day for Simpson. Tries to avoid here, putting runners at the corners for the top of the lineup. Payoff here from Simpson. Still a runner on third, 2 outs. Just outside ball 4. That's already 3 walks for Simpson, as Shield will take first base. And that'll move back to the top of the order, flipping over for the second time. Braylon Skinner, chance to bring in a run here with the runners on first and third. Skinner already has walked today. Advance to second, got picked off over there. Chance to redeem himself here. Throwback is not in time. Shield, one of the leaders in stolen bases behind Skinner. He's 22 for 25, so definitely a good reason that they're throwing back to first. First pitch is called a strike. Higher half of the zone for strike 1. Skinner, 40 RBIs this season. Only 2 in his last 5 games, but he does have 3 multi-hit games in his last 5. Foul over into the Otters dugout. Shield was going, but he'll have to head back to first. Oh, 0-2 here to Skinner, as Simpson, with some traffic, tries to avoid getting Mississippi to score for the second straight inning. 0-2. Grounder to first. Good dig from Logan Brown. He'll tag the bag for out number 3. More traffic, but Simpson finds his way out of it yet again. We'll head to the third, no score on the Otters digital network. It is the professional debut and first at bat as a pro for Trey Bridges, who leads off here in the top of the third inning. Welcome to the pros, Trey. First season with the Otters, just signed today. Getting to put on the Flag Day unis in his first go around as he takes ball one. Bridges from Jackson, so he's basically just from down the street here in Mississippi. Hitting from the left side, he's 21 years old, recently played this college season with Grambling State. Takes a ball, it's 2-0. 324 average, 52 games with Grambling this season. Preseason all-SWAC first team selection, wore number 42. Fly ball into left field. Going to catch out there is Booker for out number one. Now, bottom of the lineup, TJ Salvaggio will stand in. His first at-bat of the day. He has a hit in his last three. Every game of the Windy City series, he got a knock. Also drove in 8 runs that series, which is pretty good. Drove in 4 on Sunday. He hit a 3-run homer. It was his 9th. It was a part of that 7-run first inning. Carried the Otters to a 14-6 win over the Bolts. First pitch is going to miss for ball one. One 0 from Williams is a grounder over to deep third. Long throw from Holt over to first, and it's in time for out number 2. That's out number 2. Billy Easley over at first base is having a chat over there with Wes Dunkel, the first base umpire. Andy McCauley, usually the man getting words into the umpires, but good to see Billy showing for his guy who he thought was safe at first base. Good play though at third though by Holt. 2 outs, back to the top of the order. Ponder will take strike one. Grounder to second in his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. A little low and away. It's 1-1. No score here in the top of the third inning. 2 outs. It's been good pitching so far from Williams and Simpson, who we will see face off on Sunday. Might feel like a lifetime from now, honestly, considering 5 games are in between that. But still, facing off on Sunday. 1-2 here from Williams. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Another 1-2-3 inning for Brian Williams. Strikeout number 3 gets it done. As we'll head to the bottom of the third, still no score on the Otters digital network. Third inning is brought to you by Precision Pest and Wildlife. Every great team brings precision to the field. We bring it to your home and business. Call 812-993-3341 or visit precisionpestwildlife.com. Let's elevate the standard together. The Otters have scored 56 runs against Mississippi so far this season, and that's the reason why a lot of the guys are hitting 400 off of them. No score so far here through 2.5 innings. Kyle Booker leads it off, then Paz and Fritz. 2, 3, 4 guys against Simpson in the bottom of the third inning. They've scored over 8 runs, or 8 runs or more, the Otters have in 5 of the 6 games so far against the Mud Monsters, but all of those have been at Bosse Field. We'll see how they perform here in Mississippi. First pitch called a strike, and now the 0-1 from Simpson. Little low. It's 1-1. Kyle Booker had a great first series against the Otters. Drove in 11 of those 13 overall he has against Evansville. Swing and a miss. 1-2. As Booker will call his hitter's timeout. Booker from Memphis. A lot of guys on Mississippi, not really from too far away. Booker, one of them. A lot of guys from Mississippi. 1-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Simpson as he gets Booker swinging for out number 1. Correll Paz, his second at-bat of the day, singled back up the middle, 105 off the bat in the first inning. Stole second base, but did not advance any further from there. First pitch is called a strike, right down the middle. Paz now 5 for 13 to start off his season. Ripped foul. Got way out in front of that one, and it's 0-2. Paz was in the Mets organization for a little bit. Most recently, 2024, he was with the Brooklyn Cyclones, home of former Otter J.T. Benson. The 0-2 here from Simpson. A little high on the fastball. 1-2. Last season for Mississippi, he also had the second most home runs on the team with 7. Both seasons for Mississippi, they have not had too many home run hitting squads. That one's fouled away. It will remain at 1-2. Last season, they were 17th of 18 teams in homers with 49. This year, they're dead last with 36. One, two here from Simpson. It is called strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Simpson. One looking, one swinging. And that's the second out in the bottom of the third. So 2 gone, and it's A.J. Fritz. First pitch here from Simpson to Fritz. Good breaking ball. Hits the inside corner for strike 1. I talked about Fritz's pitching. He was actually the first position player on the mound in the team's history this season. Back on May 12th, he pitched against Florence through a scoreless frame. He actually has a scoreless appearance in 4 of his 5 this season. The only one he didn't was on May 17th against Lake Erie. He gave up 2 runs, both of them solo homers, which has spiked his ERA a little bit, but for a guy who's hitting cleanup and playing first base, a 3.38 ERA, not too shabby. 2-1 from Simpson. High fly ball into foul ground. Could be playable for Logan Brown. He's calling everybody off. At the dugout again. He can't make that one. That time, the Otters dugout had reinforcements just in case he fell in again. Wasn't able to make the catch, though. Foul ball, it's 2-2. Good effort, though, from Logan Brown over at first base. He's done a lot of good defensively today. 2-2 to Fritz. That is called strike 3. Simpson strikes out the side. Booker pause. Fritz all down by way of the K. We'll head to the fourth, no score on the Otters digital network. Still no score here as we enter the fourth inning. Top of the fourth, it is Amani Jones leading off. Behind him, Logan Brown and Marcos Gonzalez. Garrett Simpson striking out the side in the bottom of the third inning. It was a good inning for him. Best so far today, as he now has 3 Ks. 3 Ks on the side of Williams as well. Not back to back to back, but still 3. Still a bunch of zeros on the board as the first pitch is called a strike to Amani Jones. Jones struck out. He was the first of 3 Ks for Williams back in the first inning. Little low, it's ball 1. Jones was in a bit of a slump before the All-Star break, got his average under 300, but he's slowly but surely getting it back up there. He's at 296 now. That is drilled into right field. If it's fair, it's gone, but it will go foul. Just got out in front of it. Amani Jones, 100 off the bat, would have been a solo shot, but fortunately it's strike 2. Like what he's thinking, though. Let it travel a little more. Get one over the right field wall. 1-2 now from Williams. Pops one up into foul ground. Everybody going after it. No one can get there as Williams and Diaz almost collide. Williams came sprinting off the pitcher's mound to try and get that one. And Diaz was going too, and neither of them were able to get it. Lands right in between them. Take a look at the replay here for everybody on HTN. Look, he immediately comes sprinting off the mound, and he was actually the closest one to it. So it will be a foul ball. Another opportunity here for Jones. Another 1-2. In the dirt. Evens the count up at 2-2. Now Williams, 28 years old. One of the older guys in the league. He's from Bryan, Texas. So Bryan is indeed from Bryan. We definitely have made that joke already. You got to mention it every time because it is quite the rarity, even though Bryan is a pretty common name. 2-2, chopper over to second base. Slater's shield throw to first is close, but it is in time for out number 1. So 1 out, that'll bring up Logan Brown. Was the second of 3 strikeouts back in the first inning. Ended the first with a swinging K. Now up for at bat number 2. Big ol' shift for Mississippi. They got 3 guys on the right side. They had this shift against Gonzalez just the opposite way, and Gonzalez took it the opposite way into right center field. But Josh Shelley over at short is right behind second base. You can see him right there. Outside, it's 2-0. Big shift, though, going for Logan Brown. Shelley has a lot of space that he's going to have to cover if anything's hit his way. Big gap in the 5-5 hole also between second and short. 2-0. Way high and outside. It's ball 3. Williams has had both his season high this year and his career high in total of 10 hits given up. Both of them have been against the Otters. 3-0 is called a strike. Taking all the way was Logan Brown. Bryan, Texas, between Austin and Houston. 3-1 here from Williams. Grounder into right center field, a base hit, beats the shift, and Logan Brown has his first hit of the day. If Shelley was placed where he was during that first pitch, which was on the right side of the second base bag, he probably would have gotten to that one, but he moved over to the left a little bit, or over to his right, and Logan Brown able to take advantage. He's on first with 1 out for Marcos Gonzalez, who has the other of the 2 hits for the Otters. First pitch from Williams is called a strike, fastball. Both pitchers, Williams and Simpson, don't necessarily throw the fastest, but utilize the breaking stuff. Gonzalez 1 for 1, singled to lead off the second inning, stole second base. 0-1 is fouled away. Quickly 0-2 here for Williams against Marcos. Williams 6.72 ERA. He's given up a lot of runs. He's given up at least 3 in his last 4 starts. That includes the one on the 21st against the Otters. He's gotten the win in 2 of those games, though. That one against the Otters, and then his next start was on June 27th against Lake Erie. His second of 2 wins. He gave up 4 earned, but he struck out 7. He's also given up a home run in 4 of his last 5 starts. 1-2 is a little low. His best start of the season was on June 16th against a really good Washington offense. 6 innings, 5 hits, only 1 earned, 10 strikeouts, but he earned the loss because it was a 2-1 score. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and 4 Ks now for Williams as Gonzalez goes down swinging. 2 outs now with a man on first for Sam Linscott. Linscott flew out to pause in right field his first at-bat. Called a strike. And it's 0-1 quickly here. Oh, one a little high. Well, Williams mentioned started the season 0-5. Season high is 6 earned runs given up. He's done that in 4 separate games, including his last one. Season high in innings pitched is 7, but he has found a few ways to easily get deeper into games. As that one gets past Diaz, and taking second base is Logan Brown. So Logan Brown now into scoring position for Lynn Scott with 2 outs. Williams has not gone less than 4 2/3 in a start this season. So we will be seeing him for quite a while, actually, considering the fact that he's thrown 3 zeros up on the board already. Inside, it's 3-1 to Lynn Scott. Nobody really covering Logan Brown over at second base. Grounder over to short. Joshua Shelley. Throw over to first is in time for out number 3. Make it 4 scoreless for Williams, as we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Still no score on the Otters digital network. Fourth inning is brought to you by Sheet Metal Workers Local 20. For 138 years, sheet metal workers have led the way in sheet metal industries like heating and air, architectural, industrial, and more. Visit smart20evansville.com for more information. Pitchers duel here in game 1 of 6 between the Otters and the Mud Monsters. Garrett Simpson's back out there. Struck out the side in the 3rd inning. Haven't seen too much of that this season. They'll face off now against Diaz, Holt, and Payne to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Trying to get another scoreless frame, keep things at 0-0 heading into the 5th. Diaz leading off the 4th. He ended the 1st inning with a liner over to Jones at second base that went off the glove of Simpson. Oh, Victor Diaz leading it off here. Second at bat this season against the Otters. First pitch here from Simpson. High fly ball into center field. Ponder has a read on it, and he will make the catch for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the bottom of the 4th. Good start for Simpson. That'll bring up Travis Holt. Both teams with 2 hits. Otters have an error, but otherwise zeros in the run column Holt does have one of the 2 hits, though, for Mississippi. Led off the second with a single. The other hit was by Pause in the first. First pitch called a strike. Simpson from Mount Washington, Kentucky. Just outside of Louisville. Not too far away from where the Otters hold their games in terms of some other people, such as the people from the DR, as well as Paz, who's from Cuba. Fouled away, and it's 1-2. Simpson was with Eastern Kentucky his first 2 years, then was with Wright State for 3. Best season with Wright State was in 2023 at a 6.23 ERA, 21 2/3, mostly spent time in the bullpen. Grounder over to short, Salvaggio. Throw over to first is in time for out number 2. A little bit of quick decision making for Salvaggio. Wondering if he had to fall back on that one or play the short hop, and he fell back, still was able to get Holt in time. First 2 retired here in the bottom of the 4th. Tevis Payne popped out to Logan Brown, and he made a very nice catch flipping into the Otters dugout. Did end up advancing Holt to second base, but Holt did not come around to score. First pitch is going to miss for ball 1. Well, Trustmark Park here in Pearl, Mississippi used to be the home of the AA Mississippi Braves, which Logan Brown actually played for back when they were the AA affiliate of the Atlanta Braves. A little low and away, it's 2-1. Logan Brown played the entirety of 2022 with the Mississippi Braves here, so he definitely knows his ballpark quite well. Called a strike, and it's 2-2. Calling his timeout is Payne. 10 multi-hit games this season. Doesn't strike out all too often. 35 walks compared to 17 strikeouts. He has doubled his walk total. Grounder up the middle. Ranging is Jones. His throw to first is in time for out number 3. Another 1-2-3 inning. 7 straight Mud Monsters retired by Simpson, as we'll hit the 5th. Still no score on the Otters digital network. Top of the 5th inning. Somebody trying to break the scoreless tie Hopefully it's the Otters here in the top of the fifth, as Dennis Pierce, Mark Black, and Trey Bridges are the top three leading off against Brian Williams, who's pitching the ball very well, as well as Garrett Simpson. Pierce lined out to right field. Nice sliding grab out there by Paz. Ended up being out number 2 in the second inning. First pitch called a strike. Williams spent his collegiate seasons Prairie View A&M for a couple of years, then Texas Southern. Last college season was in 2022. Back up the middle, off of Williams. Grounder over to second, Shield. Throw to first is not in time, as coming off the bag was Fritz. So Fritz just barely takes his foot off the bag, and it allows Dennis Pierce to reach. See what they call that. It's always a 50-50. It will be an error on the throw by Shield. And there's a base hit into center field from Mark Black. Dennis Pierce into second base. And the first two reach here to start the fifth for the Otters. Good first pitch swinging from Mark Black, as he's been hitting the ball well as of recent. Has a hit in 5 of his last 6 games. Big opportunity here for the rookie making his debut, Trey Bridges. Two on, nobody out. Holt crashing over at third base. Bridges does show the bunt, drops it down. It's off himself and foul. Bridges does have good speed. Was 14 for 17 in stolen bases this season at Grambling. Holt was the only one crashing in then. Now it looks like both corners. Fritz at first, also moving up on the grass. 0-1, showing bunt yet again. Drops it down. It's fair. Williams is going to bobble it. Throw to first is still in time, as it is a successful sacrifice for Trey Bridges. Advances runners to second and third. Definitely the right man you want in a spot like this, TJ Salvaggio. Pierce at third, Mark Black at second base, 1 out. Otters looking to break it open here in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch misses for ball 1. Fritz is still up on the grass. Holtz moved back a little bit over at third. 1-0 here from Williams. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. With a runner on third and less than 2 outs, Salvaggio has driven in 9 runs this season. Overall, he's got 47 of them, 47 RBIs. Took his lead back on the team in runs batted in. 1-1. Fly ball into right field. Pause is right there. He'll make the catch. Tagging from third is Pierce. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's cut off. TJ Salvaggio, sacrifice fly, and the Otters take the lead. It's 1-0. Now somebody finally gets a run across, and fortunately it is Evansville. Pierce comes in to score from third, and it's 1-0 in the 5th. John Ponder now with just Mark Black on second base, 2 outs. Top of the lineup here for the 3rd time. Williams will step off. He was looking back to Black a couple times before stepping off. Covering over there is Shield. Not too far, not too close to the second base bag. Now the first pitch from Williams. Fastball a little low for ball one. Ponder 0 for 2, grounder to second base and a strikeout swinging. Williams has 4 Ks. He was the third. Ponder rocking an 8-game hitting streak, though. Stemming from all the way back before the All-Star game. He did go 0 for 2 in the All-Star game, but that doesn't count. That doesn't count. That doesn't count as a real game. It's an exhibition, so he still has a hit in 8 straight games. Chance, though, to extend the lead. And Ponder, after his K in the third, now has a strikeout in 10 of his last 12 games. 1-1. That's going to get away from Diaz, and Mark Black will round third, take a wide turn, but he'll stay there. Diaz was sort of sluggishly grabbing that one, so Mark Black was giving him sort of an opportunity to move a little faster, threatening, trying to take 2 bags on that one. Now Mark Black 90 feet away with 2 outs. A 2-1. Williams to Ponder. Grounder foul over to Mississippi's dugout. Now leaving the count up at 2-2. 39 RBIs for Ponder this season. Does only have 1 in his last 5. It was the solo homer he hit in the second game of the series against the Thunderbolts back on Saturday. The 2-2. Low and away for ball 3. Williams, so far this season, has given up only 1 earned run just one time, and it was that game against Washington. Gave up 1 run, struck out 10, and still earned the loss. And right now he's in line for the loss if this score holds. 3-2. Fly ball into right field. Pause. Has room. Plenty of room. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 3. Otters are on the board first here in the top of the 5th. Sac fly from Salvaggio. 1-0. We're halfway home on the Otters digital network. Bottom of the 5th, Otters on the board. It's 1-0. Garrett Simpson still out there trying to pitch a scoreless 5 innings. He's been pitching very well the last 2. Struck out the side in the 3rd, then induced a flyout and a couple groundouts in the 4th. A couple of 1-2-3 frames for him. It'll be Shelley, Shield, and Skinner. 3 S's coming up here to lead off the bottom of the 5th. First pitch is going to miss for ball one to Shelley. He flew out to right field. Over to Lynn Scott in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. Fly ball into deep left field. Going back is Bridges. That's over his head and off the wall. Into second base is Shelley with a leadoff double. Josh Shelley, that's his third double of the season, and Mississippi in business to try and tie this game back up. First extra base hit of the day for either side as well. Man on second with nobody out for Slater Shield at the bottom of the lineup. First pitch from Simpson is fouled back. The corners are in now, expecting a bunt. Didn't get one on that first attempt. Shield has driven in 21 runs this season. He's only hitting at a 244. That's just because he's been a very good defender. He was at short for most of the season up until they signed Shelley. And he's kind of made the move over to second base now for the foreseeable future. Oh, one's fouled away. Foul ball brought to you by Ed's Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Quickly 0-2 here against Shield. Has 43 strikeouts on the season. He is in a little bit of a slump as well. Last 5 games, he is 1 for 11. Has the walk, though, today. 0-2. A little low. 0 for 6 in the previous series against Florence. Ended up not playing in the first game of the 3. 1-2. Just low. It's a good take from Shield. It's evened up at 2 apiece. Shelley trying to come around and score that tying run after the Otters broke through in the top half of the 5th inning. 2-2 is a little low for ball 3. Walk would put 2 on with nobody out for the top of the order in Skinner. It's a very dangerous part of the lineup. 3 guys at the top of the order. One of them an all-star, all of them lefties. Payoff from Simpson is just outside. And that's ball 4. A close call there, but the 4th walk issued by Simpson today. That's the first time this season that Simpson has walked 4 guys in an outing. Hasn't come back to bite him just yet, but it's a dangerous situation here for him as 2 are on with nobody out for the top of the order in Skinner. Skinner hitting for good average. Drops the bunt down. It's foul. Expecting the bunt very close up is Marcos Gonzalez at third and Logan Brown at first. 0-1 from Simpson. Grounder over to second base. Throw to second for 1. No play at first as Skinner will reach, and that is the first out. But runners are now at the corners. Oh, Skinner definitely a chance here to eliminate the easy double play with a stolen base. Kyle Booker stands in, and he's done a good job so far this season at driving in runs against Otters pitching. Wouldn't be too surprised if he ends up driving in the first one here. Does hit the ball very well against the Otters. First pitch misses a little low for ball 1. Shelley's at third now with Skinner at first. Booker 13 RBIs against the Otters this season. 2 of his 6 homers as well. 1-0. That is called a strike. And it's 1-1. Another big escape act if Simpson can get out of this one. We saw him do that a couple times in the first 2 innings. Was smooth sailing up until this time. There's a grounder to second. Tossed to short for 1. Salvaggio couldn't hold on. And a run will come in. We're tied up at 1. So everyone is safe. Salvaggio bobbles it at short. And brings in Shelley from third. It was a perfect inning double play right there, but they weren't able to capitalize on it. So now 2 are still on with 1 out for Correll Paz. Fly ball into shallow left field. Salvaggio is there, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Definitely a big out number 2 for Simpson. Keeping both runners at bay at first and second. A.J. Fritz now 2 on. The go-ahead run is now at second with 2 outs. Fritz is 0 for 2. First pitch a little high on the fastball. Fritz, a walk and a strikeout looking. Struck out with the third of the Kang the side for Simpson. That is called a strike. It's 1-1. Fritz so far this season against righties hitting .326. He's actually hitting a lot better against righties than he is against lefties this year. Fly ball into center field. Ponder will run it down and make the catch for out number 3. Mud Monsters tie it up. It's 1-1 as we head to the 6th inning on the Otters Digital Network. Bit of an unfortunate bottom of the 5th inning for Evansville. That 5th inning, by the way, was brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Bottomless apps are now here. Dine and only. Visit either Evansville locations 5405 Pearl Drive and 715 North Green River Road for details. Not Pearl Drive in Pearl, Mississippi. Pearl Drive in Evansville, Indiana. Monty Jones leads it off. Jones, Brown, and Marcos Gonzalez, the 2-3-4 guys in the lineup, as Brian Williams looks to go 6 here. Very efficient 5 so far for Williams. This is only his 68th pitch of the day. Simpson on the other side, he has 80, so most likely going to see him for the bottom of the 6th. Both guys able to get some good innings in and save the bullpen in what will be a very long series for everyone involved. First pitch missed for ball 1. Now the 1-0 from Williams. Grounder over to second base. Shield will throw to first in time for out number 1. Second straight ground out to second for Amani Jones. Quickly 1 out. That'll bring up Logan Brown. No Logan Brown so far today is 1 for 2. Shows bunt, pops it up, foul off the netting. 1 for 2 for Logan Brown. He has one of the 3 hits for the Otters. Other 2 have gone to Marcos Gonzalez and Mark Black. Mark Black's single ended up helping with getting that first run across. 0-1 is a little low. Might have hit Jose Muriente behind the plate. Now, Logan Brown hit that foul ball that ended up taking Jose Muriente out of the game a couple weeks ago. Good to see that he's still back out there and all good. 1-1. There's a fly ball into the gap in right center field, and making the catch out there is Skinner for out number 2. Felt like that one kind of died in the air. A little under it was Logan Brown. 2 outs, that'll bring up Marcos Gonzalez. Still only 71 pitches for Brian Williams. First pitch here to Gonzalez. Fastball called a strike. Gonzalez was in the Pioneer League before heading to Mississippi. Last season, he had a 3.48 ERA, 106 innings. He was a Frontier League All-Star. Little low and away, and it's 1-1. June 30th, he became the first pitcher in Mud Monsters history to win Frontier League Pitcher of the Week last year. Pitched 3 games against the Otters. Grounder over to short. Shelley throw on to first in time for out number 3. 6 innings of 1-run ball for Williams as we are still tied up heading to the bottom of the 6th. 1-1 on the Otters Digital Network. Sixth innings brought to you by United Fidelity Bank, the experience you need and the service you deserve since 1914. We're having a ketchup, mustard, and hot dog race here in Mississippi. See who's going to win it. It was a very close one. I think ketchup got the win there. Garrett Simpson's back out there for another inning of work. He's thrown 5 innings. He's given up 1 run. Diaz, Holt, and Payne, the top 3 leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. It's been a good pitcher's duel here between Williams and Simpson. Someone's got to win this one here in game 1. Sun's starting to set here in Pearl. Diaz 0 for 2, liner to second base, fly out to center. His 2 at-bats. First pitch from Simpson. High fly ball into deep center field. Ponders going back on it, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Another inning with 1 pitch and 1 out where Diaz led off. Last 2 at-bats, Diaz led off an inning. First pitch fly ball to center. It's 2 of his 3 at-bats so far today. Travis Holt, 1 for 2, singled in the 2nd. Grounded out to Salvaggio in the 4th. Holt from Fort Lauderdale. He's 27 years old. Decently older squad on the side of Mississippi. Holt, his last collegiate season, just like Williams, was also in 2022, but his was with Butler. Popped up on the infield. Salvaggio doesn't know where it is. He finds it, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. An efficient 6th inning here to start for Simpson. Could possibly get the 7th. Haven't seen a soul warming up in the bullpen for either side at all today. Tevis Payne. First pitch is called a strike. Payne hitting .277 against lefties, .526 against righties, but that is a very small sample size, only 19 at-bats. But he is 10 for 19 against lefties this season. Home and away splits are pretty much the same, though, 321 compared to 317. Payne, his pro debut is back on May 21st. Called a strike, and it's 2-1. Now, hitter's timeout will be called here by Payne. 1-2. Shelley back on deck. That's the only extra base hit of the day for either side. Grounder over to short. Salvaggio going to have to go quick. Throw on to first is in time. Great play at short from Salvaggio. And it's a 1-2-3-6 for Simpson. Now back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Williams and Simpson, and they both might get the 7th. As we'll head to the 7th, 1-1 on the Otters Digital Network. A lot of chickens dancing here in the top of the 7th inning here in Mississippi. Not a lot of runs being scored, though, as it's 1-1. Good pitching from both Brian Williams and Garrett Simpson. Something's got to give, though, as Williams is back out there for a 7th inning. His season high is 7 full. That was back on the 27th of June against Lake Erie. 7 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 homers given up, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. That was the second of his 2 wins. It'll be Linscott, Pierce, and Mark Black leading off in the 7th for Evansville. First pitch a little high and inside for ball 1. Linscott so far today 0 for 2. Fly out to right field and a grounder to short. Looking to keep up his mini hit streak. Get a hit in 5 straight. 1-0. Check swing, and no, he did not. A bit of a close one over there, but calls it ball 2. Linscott traded to the Otters from the Lincoln Salt Dogs of the American Association. Didn't end up even playing a game for him, though. Called a strike, and it's 2-1. 13 multi-hit games this season. 3 3-hit games. 1 4-hit game. He went 4 for 5 back on June 19th against Mississippi. Fly ball into center field. Going back on it is Skinner, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Haven't seen too many long at-bats for guys against Williams. That's why he's only at 76 pitches. Sorry, 79 pitches. Which is still good, you know. It's not like it's bad. Simpson's at 90. But nobody's warming in the pen, so looking like he's going to go out there for the 7th as well. First pitch foul for Dennis Pierce. Pierce has 18 multi-hit games, but he's currently 0 for 2. Flew out to right field and reached on an error in the 5th inning. Did come around to score the only run of the day for Evansville. Sac fly from Salvaggio, bringing him in from 3rd. Called a strike. Pierce will call his hitter's timeout, 0-2. Bottom of the order. Only 1 for 7 today. That is inside, and it will hit Pierce. So breaking ball slips a little bit. Pierce will reach for the 2nd time. Mark Black has one of the 3 hits for the Otters. His single ended up advancing Pierce to 3rd. To 2nd. The sac bunt from Bridges advanced them to 2nd and 3rd, and then the sac fly brought Pierce in. Mark Black definitely going to lower the catcher's ERA at this rate. Only the 1 run through 6. First pitch here from Williams. Big old shift from the defense of Mississippi. The entire right side is clear, pretty much, except for Fritz covering at first. Huge gap in between 1st and 2nd as Shield is right there behind 2nd base. A little bit of a lob throw back to 1st as Pierce is back there safely. Only 1 for 3 on stolen bases for Pierce this season. 0-1 to Mark Black. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Single and a liner over to Booker in left field in his 2 ABs today. It was a warm one here in Mississippi. I feel like it's always a warm one in Mississippi in the summer. It's going to be in the 90s pretty much every day we're here. 0-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and Mark Black goes down swinging. 5th K for Williams today, and that's out number 2. Trey Bridges trying to make an impact here. Still looking for his first hit as a professional. An opportunity here, maybe trying to bring in that go-ahead run. Flew out to Booker in left field, his first pro AB, and then he had a sacrifice bunt that did help in getting a run across. Throw back to first, not in time. Williams not really throwing the fastest over there. Now his first offering. A little high for ball 1. Grambling State team this season finished 21-32, but they went 18-12 in conference. Lost 11-12 between February 17th and March 7th. Ended up dropping both games in the SWAC tournament. Grounder over to second base. Shield glove flip to second base for out number 3. And that'll do it for the top of the 7th. 7 innings, 1 earned run given up by Williams. As it's time to stretch, still tied up at 1 on the Otters digital network. Seventh inning is brought to you by Jacobs Pub. Jacobs Pub is proud to support the Evansville Otters in the Jacobsville neighborhood. Be sure to check out First Fridays at 607 North Main Street in Evansville, Indiana. Still tied up at 1 as we're Cotton Eye Joe in here in Mississippi. Williams has tied his season high in innings pitched. He's only given up 1 earned run, possibly his best outing of the season. See if we'll go the 8th. Simpson is looking to go a full 7 as well. We've only seen 1 Otter go more than 6 innings this season, and that was Ben Petschke back in Gateway a couple months ago. It's Shelley, Shield, and Skinner, yet again the 3 S's leading off, as they did in the 5th inning. First pitch grounder up the middle into center field for a base hit. And Shelley leads off the bottom of the 7th with a single, his second hit of the day. Otters do have somebody warming in the bullpen. There's David Eckes out there. The runner on first, nobody out for Slater Shield. He's walked twice today, has not recorded an official at-bat yet. Shows bunt, drops it down over to third. Gonzalez will pick it up. Throw to first is in time as Logan Brown steps off the bag but tags Shield for out number 1. Advancing to second base is Shelley. Top of the lineup now. See what the Otters do here. I think they're going to take him out and have Eckes face the lefties. Max Peterson coming out. Most likely going to have a pitching change here. A fantastic start, though, from Garrett Simpson as Eckes will try to finish the job here in the bottom of the 7th and keep things tied. But definitely kudos to Garrett Simpson for keeping it up. He's only given up 1 earned run, 6 1/3 innings. Is responsible for the runner on first, but the bullpen will try to keep it at 1 earned. As we'll take a quick break on the Otters Digital Network. Pitching change is brought to you by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or give them a call at 812-475-9K. David Eckes is into the game. Lefty reliever looking to get the lefties in the top of the order out here and keep the game tied up at 1. Eckes is at a 5.33 ERA in 27 innings pitched, through a couple of scoreless outings in back-to-back games on Friday and Saturday against Windy City. On a good little hot streak here. "25 hits, 16 earned runs, 11 walks compared to 32 strikeouts. He has a man on second with 1 out. And that man on second is Josh Shelley, looking to score the go-ahead run for Mississippi. 1-0. Little outside for ball 2. Eckes 15 scoreless outings this season, 9 games with multiple strikeouts. Good in terms of the Ks. High fly ball into shallow right center field. Lynn Scott will give way to Ponder, and Ponder will make the catch for out number 2. No advance at second from Shelley. And that is a big out number 2 for Eckes and the Otters. Deucing the fly ball right there. Kyle Booker trying to bring in that go-ahead run for Mississippi. First pitch from Eckes. There's a fly ball into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Rounding third is Shelley. Here comes the throw from Bridges. It's cut off. And Kyle Booker, Otters killer, does it again. It's 2-1 Mississippi as they have their first lead of the day. 14th RBI for Booker against Evansville this season. I'll bring up Correll Paz as that run will be earned to Simpson. So his line officially finishes 6 1/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. Booker on first now with 2 outs. Mississippi has their first lead of the day. All of a sudden, they're 6 outs away from taking game 1. 1-1 here to pause. 1 for 3 so far as Eka steps off. Singled in the first inning, struck out looking in the third, popped out to Salvaggio in the fifth. Now here in the seventh. Foul tip caught by Mark Black. It's 1-2. Williams trying to go 8. He goes 7 1/3. He even gets 1 out in the 8th. It'll be his new season high in innings pitched. Now, Williams only on 88 pitches, so he definitely has a chance to go farther. He has thrown more than 88 a lot of times, as that one is swung on and missed for strike 3. And that will do it for the bottom of the 7th. Go-ahead run does come in, though, for Mississippi, as Kyle Booker brings in his 14th run against the Otters this season to make it 2-1, heading to the 8th on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the 8th inning, Otters down for the first time today, 2-1 against Mississippi. As they're looking to come back here, it's a bit of a short comeback, but the Otters really haven't been able to do much against Brian Williams today. He's gone 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, wasn't earned. No walks, 5 strikeouts, and he's back out here for the 8th inning. There is somebody warming in the bullpen, though, for Mississippi, also for the Otters. Alex Valdez is in the bullpen for Evansville. It's Salvaggio leading it off here against Williams. First pitch is inside for ball 1. And Ponder and Jones, top of the lineup, flipping for the 4th time. Mentioned 88 pitches coming in this inning for Williams. His highest pitch total is 116. That was on May 14th against Florence. He only went 4 2/3 that time. His 7 innings against Lake Erie, he went 100 pitches, which is his season high up until maybe right now if he gets out number 1. 2-0. Called a strike. It's 2-1. TJ is 0 for 1. Grounder to third, hit a sac fly in the 5th inning, is driven in the only run of the day for Evansville. 2-1. Called a strike, and it's 2-2. Not going to lie, it's kind of hard to see who's warming in the bullpen for Mississippi. There's a lot of pillars covering it, and it's very out there in left center field. They're in the outfield, the bullpens are. They're not out in the open like they are at Bossy Field, it is very easy to see who's warming in the bullpen at Bossy Field because everything is just so wide open. But this did used to be a double-A stadium, so I understand why they're all the way out there. Fly ball into center field. Going back is Skinner, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. So that is now officially the longest outing of the season for Brian Williams. 7 1/3. Back to the top of the lineup, John Ponder up for the 4th time. Not only is this the longest outing of his season, but is also the longest outing of his Frontier League career. Never went 7 1/3 last year. Grounder over to third, throw to first is going to get into right field. Ponder's heading for second base. Here comes the throw in there, and it is not in time. So the bunt turns into a 2-bagger as an error on the throw at third by Holt puts Ponder into scoring position. So that'll be called a base hit, and then an advance to second on the air, the E5. So Monty Jones a chance to tie the game up, runner in scoring position with 1 out. First pitch from Williams. Fouled away off to the left side. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Yet again, choose the best. Never regret it. Jones is 0 for 3. Definitely due for a hit here. He has grounded out to second base in his last 2 ABs. Struck out swinging in the first. 0-1. Williams will step off. Ponder doing a little bit of dancing over there at second base, covered over there by Shelley. It's Jones and then Logan Brown. 0-1 now from Williams. Taking a couple looks back to second. Now kicks and fires. It's fouled away. Same spot off to the left side. It's 0-2. Williams had 7 innings last season on July 6th against Washington. 7 innings on the 27th of June against Lake Erie, but now 7 1/3. No earned runs given up, which would be the first time this season if this score holds. 0-2. Another one fouled off to the left side. A lot of souvenirs going over there. There's not many people out there in the concourse, but a lot of kids racing for it. Another 0-2 here from Williams. As he'll step off again, that's 2 disengagements. And Ponder still threatening over there. Third one, it'll be a balk if they don't pick him off at second base. Ponder might be getting in his head a little bit over at second. Trying to score the tying run. 0-2 now from Williams. Swing and a miss for strike 3 in the dirt as Diaz will tag Jones, and that's a big out number 2 for Williams, his 6th K of the day. And that'll bring up Logan Brown with 2 outs. Looks like Jay Pecci will come out there. Possibly make a change. He will. So, what is possibly the best start of the season for Brian Williams? He goes 7 1/3, 3 hits, 1 run, Was not earned. No walks, 5 strikeouts. Definitely competing with that start in Washington for his best of the year. Hopefully it ends the same as Washington with him ending up getting the loss. Oh, with 2 outs. So it looks like it'll be Chris Barraza to come in and try and get a 4-out save. So we'll be right back here on the Otters Digital Network. Another pitching change. Chris Barraza is into the game. Coming in here to try and get a 4-out save. He's got 6 saves on the season already. 3.98 ERA, 31 2/3 innings, 21 walks, 54 strikeouts. He throws the ball very hard. So Mississippi's going from a guy with not too much velocity to a guy with straight gas. 21 walks compared to 54 strikeouts, a 1.26 whip. Last outing was on the 19th on Sunday against Florence. Got a scoreless frame with 2 strikeouts. We'll see if he can keep the lead intact for Mississippi as he'll face off against Logan Brown. Williams responsible for the man on second, but so far has not given up an earned run in 7 1/3. That's what his line will finish if that score holds. First pitch is fouled back, and it's 0-1. Logan Brown so far is 1 for 3 as one of the 3 hits for the Otters today. Ponder reached on an error, advanced to second, and that's where he remains so far. The 0-1. There's a base hit into left field. Ponder's getting the wave around. He'll come in to score. Logan Brown absolutely clutch, and we're tied at 2. Some more great 2-out hitting from Logan Brown. Ponder comes around to score, and it is tied up at 2 apiece. RBI, 2-out RBI number 18 for Logan Brown. New team high. And now he's on first with 2 outs for Marcos Gonzalez. First pitch is fouled back. That run will be earned to Williams. So after his best start, possibly of the season, possibly of his whole career, he's not going to be involved in the decision. Very unfortunate for him, but fortunate for the Otters that they're back in this one, tied at 2. That one's fouled away, and it's quickly 0-2 against Gonzalez. Only the 4th hit of the day for Evansville, and it's probably the biggest swing of the day for Logan Brown and the Otters. 0-2 now from Barraza. Gets a piece of it, fouls it back. Sorry, that run will be unearned to Williams. Ponder ended up reaching on the air, and that run will not be earned. So still no earned runs. but still no decision will involve Williams, however this game ends. High on the fastball, 1-2. Barraza's 18 scoreless outings so far this season, including the first 6 of the year. This is his 4th appearance against Evansville. He's only given up 1 earned run. But in that game, 21st of June, he through 2 innings struck out 5. 2-2 as that one was a little low. Logan Brown stands on first after tying the game up at 2. 2-2 here with 2 outs. Deuce is wild. Pitch from Barraza. Fouled away. Gonzalez putting together a good at-bat here in the top of the 8th. Definitely going to see a new guy out of the pen in Valdez for the bottom of the 8th, considering the sheer amount of righties that are in the bottom of the order. It'll be Fritz, Diaz, and Holtz. Another 2-2 from Barraza. Another foul from Gonzalez. A good little battle here. Barraza 26 from Tucson. All-Star selection in the Frontier League. Struck out the side in the All-Star game. Definitely a deserved candidate of the All-Star nod. He's the main closer, but now out of a save situation after giving up that single to Logan Brown. Another 2-2. Just outside, and that's ball 3. Good take from Marcos. That one just misses, and it's a full count. Logan Brown now going to get a head start over at first base. Walk would put 2 on with 2 outs for Lynn Scott. Payoff. Grounder over to third. Long throw from Holt to first. It's dug out at first by Fritz for out number 3. But the Otters tie the game up at 2 apiece after Logan Brown's opposite field single brings in John Ponder. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th, 2-2 on the Otters digital network. Eighth innings brought to you by McMahon Exterminating. Remember who can help with all of your pest control needs? McMahon can. It's been a very close game between these two squads, as Alex Valdez will stand in and pitch, the third guy to pitch today for Evansville, the second guy out of the bullpen. He has a 4.02 ERA, 31 and a third innings, 24 strikeouts, only 8 walks. Pretty good out of the bullpen. He's been getting a lot of high leverage opportunities for Evansville. Eckes, scoreless outing, did give up that go-ahead run, but now will not be involved with the decision after Evansville's tied the game up at 2. AJ Fritz leads it off. Fritz so far 0 for 2. First pitch very inside, straightens him up a little bit for ball 1. Valdez threw 2 scoreless on Sunday against Windy City. So that one hits the zone. He's having a very good season. 25 hits, 14 earned runs given up as that swung on and missed. Both starters out of the game, but both starters going a while. Valdez has given up only 2 earned runs in his last 5. Fly ball into right field. Making the running grab out there is Lynn Scott for out number 1. As Valdez trying to get the hold here. The game tied up at 2. Otters trying to get a run across in the top of the 9th. Pull off a miniature comeback victory. They got to get through Diaz, though. Diaz is 0 for 3 as well. He flew out twice to center field on the first pitch to lead off an inning. Grounder over to third. That is a fair ball. Long throw to first is not in time as Diaz will reach on the infield single. A very close play as that one just stayed fair for Gonzalez. It wasn't hit hard enough, though, as Diaz is able to outrun it. Travis Holt, go-ahead run now on first with 1 out. First pitch from Valdez is called a strike. Valdez 18 games this season with 0 earned runs, including 3 of his last 5. 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. A couple of good pitches to start for Valdez. Holt's 1 for 3, singled in the second, grounder to short, and a pop out to short, his other 2. Has Diaz on first. 0-2 from Valdez. Time called as taking his hitter's timeout is Holt. Holt this season almost has as many multi-hit games as games without a hit. Now in his 60th. Does have a hit today. Grounder foul. It will remain at 0-2. Valdez sitting at a 2-2 record. Ended up getting the loss back on Friday. Gave up 1 earned run, the sac fly to Jared Beebe that gave Windy City an 8-7 lead that they would not relinquish. Fly ball into left center. Bridges calls off Ponder. He'll make the catch for out number 2. But Diaz will stay at first, and now it's Tevis Payne. Payne 0 for 3. I've only seen 10 hits combined between 2 squads, but both teams, 2 runs, both teams with 2 errors as well. First pitch called a strike. Valdez trying for a scoreless 8th. Otters score in the 9th. We're going to see Wolgamuth. Feel like we haven't seen too much of him. Pitched that third of an inning before the game ended up getting finalized due to the rain. And Otters so far this season, when the game is tied after the 8th inning, they're 2-2. 1-1. Fly ball into right field. That's going to drop in fair for a base hit. Rounding third is Diaz. He's going to get the quick stop sign. Here comes the throw to the plate. Mark Black can't hang on, and Diaz will score. The RBI double for Tevis Payne has put Mississippi back on top 3-2. Diaz had a go sign, then a late stop sign. He ran through it, but it pays off as the bobble from Mark Black ends up allowing Diaz to score. And it is 3-2 Mississippi in the bottom of the 8th. Tevis Payne's RBI double now. A chance to be the game-winning RBI. If the Otters don't score in the 9th. Grounder over to short, Salvaggio. Long throw over from short is in time. Great play from TJ at short for out number 3. The Otters give up the go-ahead run yet again. 3-2 as they're 3 outs away from dropping game 1 of the series. We'll head to the top of the 9th on the Otters Digital Network. Still not a save situation for Barraza because now he's in line for the victory. As Evansville finds themselves down 3-2. The RBI double from Tevis Payne. Now the difference in this one as Mississippi leads it 3-2. Linscott Pierce and Mark Black lead it off in the top of the 9th against Barraza. As they need a run, and they need a run pretty badly here if they want to continue to keep playing game 1 of this series. Barraza only has 2 wins on the season. One was on May 19th against Windy City. The other one was on July 7th against Joliet. He also has 2 losses. May 29th against Tri-City and June 7th against Gateway. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Linscott so far today 0 for 3. Fly out to right field, a grounder to short, and then a fly out to center. 1-0 is going to miss. Couple of good takes for Linscott to start off his at-bat. Barraza does strike out a lot of guys, but he also can lose location a little bit. That is called a strike, and it's 2-1. Linscott was showing bunt for about half a second there. He ended up pulling it back and taking that strike 1. 2-1 from Barraza. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. 3 runs now, 7 hits, 2 errors for Mississippi. 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for Evansville. This is the 5th time in 7 games in which the Otters have had 2 or more errors in a game. Check swing over to first, did not go. Good take from Lynn Scott. It's a full count, 3-2. With the defensive woes for the Otters, they're now 4th in the league in errors with 63. It's going to be 65 after the 2 errors so far today. 3-2, high chopper over to second base. Shield will flip. That's going to get away all the way to the Otters dugout. Lynn Scott heads for second, and the tying run's in scoring position. Lynn Scott is on second base, and now it's up to Dennis Pierce to try and bring him in. Now Pierce, they're going to call that a single and an error. So Lynn Scott has his first hit of the day as Pierce fouls one back. A little bit of luck going the Otters' way here in the 9th. See if they can capitalize on it. 0-1. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Pierce 0 for 2 so far today. Got hit by a pitch in the 7th, his last at-bat, but was the recipient of a fielder's choice out number 3 to end that frame. 3 errors now for Mississippi. 0-2 from Barraza. Fouled back as Pierce stays alive. Still remains at 0-2. No one covering too hard on Lynn Scott over at second base. Closest guy over there is Shield. And Lynn Scott not taking too big of a lead off of second base in the first place. Barraza does give him a couple looks back, though. Kicks and fires. Good take, high fastball. 1-2 now to Pierce with Mark Black on deck. Nobody out here in the 9th. Otters have the tying run on second base after some sloppy defense from Mississippi. High fly ball, it'll go foul again. And Pierce lives to see another pitch, still at 1-2. Pierce this season, 41 RBIs. And close to that team lead. 1-2. Yet again. Another one fouled back. Well, nice at bat here from Pierce. He's been able to stay alive, hit anything that's near the zone. You don't want to strike out here for out number 1. Barraza, another 1-2. Swung on and missed strike 3, and Barraza gets Pierce swinging for out number 1. So 1 out now. Still that runner in scoring position, and that will bring up Mark Black. Mark Black does already have a hit today, but he did strike out swinging on 3 pitches in the 7th against Williams. He's 1 for 3 today. First pitch now to Black. Couple of looks back. Now he kicks and deals. That one's in the dirt. Good block from Diaz. And it's 1-0. Diaz is going to have to play some perfect defense behind the dish if he wants to keep Lynn Scott from taking third. And Barraza trying to get out of a little jam here and pick up the win for Mississippi. 1-0. High fly ball into foul ground. That'll get out of play. The 1-1 to Mark Black. The rookie Trey Bridges is on deck. Could possibly be put in another big spot here in his pro debut. 1-1. High fly ball left side of the infield. Holt calling everybody off, and he will make the catch for out number 2. Barraza 1 out away from getting out of things here in the 9th and picking up Mississippi's 26th win of the season. Comes down to Trey Bridges in his pro debut. Chance to really make a good first impression for his new team. The Otters have had spectacular 2-out hitting this season. See if it's contagious. First pitch. High and in for ball 1. Bridges, the Jackson native here just down the street in Pearl. Representing the final out. 2 gone here in the 9th for Barraza. Is 1-0. Swing and miss, and the bat goes flying into the dugout. Might need some more of that bat spray, as we'll have a little delay here. Barraza looking for that 3rd win. Usually he would get the save here, but he pitched that 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Or sorry, the top of the 8th. He did give up that tying run, but now with the Mud Monsters back up 3-2, he would get the victory and would finish the job off for Williams, who had one of his best starts of his Frontier League career. 1-1. Just outside for ball 2. A good take from Bridges. On a bit of a hitter's count, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch fouled away. Otters now down to their last strike. Bridges in a huge spot here, trying to at least tie the game with his first Otters hit. Barraza's 2-2. There it is, a base hit into left field. Here comes Linscott from third to throw to the plate. Is in time. And that will do it for the game. A great throw out in left field by Booker. Nails Linscott by a couple steps, as that is a rough ending, especially for the first pro hit for Trey Bridges. Had a chance to bring in the tying run, but a great throw from Booker ends up ending the game, and Mississippi wins it 3-2. A bit of a brutal one for the Otters. 3-2 loss. They dropped the first game of the series. They still got 5 more. A lot of chances to still take the series. They got a game 2 early tomorrow at 11. But a pretty demoralizing loss for Evansville. They dropped to 35-24. Luckily for the Otters, both Washington and Florence ended up losing their game, so not really losing any ground in the playoff hunt, but overall just a very winnable game for Evansville that they couldn't pull off, as Barraza gets the win. You can't hate on a great defensive play. Kyle Booker made a great defensive play out there in left field. Throw right to Diaz. He made the tag, applied it with plenty of time. And that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Mississippi now 26-35 on the season, as they are still undefeated in season openers here at home. We got a bright and early one tomorrow at 11. The Otters going to have to quickly regroup and try and take game 2 tomorrow. Still 5 more here from Trustmark Park. Take a look, actually, at the out-of-town scoreboard while we were talking about Washington and Florence. New Jersey beat New York 3-2 in 10 innings, 5-2 Brockton over Joliet. Their 3 runs in the 8th. Gateway just beat Florence 8-7. They were actually down 7-2, came back to win that one. Lake Erie scored 4 in the 9th and ended up beating Washington 5-1. They threw a 3-hitter against a good Washington offense. Down East scored 4 in the 9th. They ended up beating Trois Rivières 7-5. Schaumburg, last game against Windy City. Last game that's still going on, 5-0. They're up on the Thunderbolts. But overall, 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Evansville. 3 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for Mississippi. As it ends on a great throw in left field by Kyle Booker. Hoping that tomorrow is a little bit better for Evansville. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time here from Pearl, Mississippi. For everybody here at Trustmark Park, I'm Evan Patoka. Have a good rest of your night.